Hey, what's up, everyone? Today we're gonna talk about something a little bit of a drama in the fighting game community, specifically with the Arcane video game 2XKO. And it's appropriate to say Arcane video game because right now the game is very much like the roster is very Arcane heavy. And it is kind of disappointing because League has so many characters that are much more interesting than the ones in Arcane. Yet, Riot is leaning way too much into the Arcane IP. So, this is not something that I decided to talk about or people are talking about randomly. As you can see, the dislike bar is a little bit bigger than usual. 600 to 2000 is not a really a good ratio. It's like 30% dislike, it's not a good sign. So I'll read you my comment after the what are we gonna read here. Dude, what did Demacia do to get exiled from this game? It's true that we have zero Demacian characters in 2XKO, even though we have good characters from Demacia that could actually make it into to XKO, and they would be really cool. Like, for example, Garen. Garen is a standard, but again, we've got Darius, so he does like build that archetype. But we got Fiora. Fiora is really cool. We don't have something like that, a rapier kind of wielding character. We don't have. I don't know, like Shyvana would be a really cool Demacian character, like a dragon a lady archetype. It would be something really cool. Zinjao as well, Poppy would be very cool. But yeah, Demacians are getting exiled from this game. So yeah, the Arcane fighter allegations will never be beaten. So let's take a look into the roster of 2XKO, okay? Oh, okay. So we're gonna be counting the roster from. Okay, so we've got 11 champions, okay? So 11 champions, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. So four champions out of 11 from Arcane, okay? That seems a bit much. That is a bit of an overkill, but it's not bad enough to complain about. But now, if you compare it to how many of the characters are actually from Piltover and Zon, because there are a couple of Piltover and Zon who did not show up in Arcane, but are from the same region. Things starts adding up. So let's start counting them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Timo is kind of PNZ-ish. He gets his buff caps from Zon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 PNZ characters. That is a lot. That is like half of the roster is from one region. That is kind of a lot. And now, why are people complaining? Because when they announced the console release, look who do we have here. So we've got a new stage in the Piltover and a new character, Caitlyn. By the way, she looks amazing. I love her design here. I don't know why people dislike the long top hat. By the way, I think it looks cool. I believe it's like supposed to be the sheriff hat, like in the Piltover culture. If you become a sheriff, you get that special hat, and I think that's cool. I like it. The gun is kind of weird, looks like a toy gun, I don't like it. But yeah, that's the 7th PNZ character, or that is the 5th the 5th Arcane character. That's a little bit too much, in my opinion. That is absurd. And not only that, it is a zoner. It is gonna be another zoner. So let's count how many zoners in the game, okay? So we got Timo, Jinx, those are 2. Ari 3, and now Caitlyn's gonna be a 4th zoner. So out of the 12 characters roster, 4 of them, I want you to, like, 4 doesn't seem like a big number, but guys, think about it. The game has only 12 characters. So if you don't want to play a zoner, you have the option only 8 options. That is actually disgusting. By the way, for those who don't know what zoners are and why are they so disliked in the fighting game community, it's simply because they do not play a fighting game. Zoners break the rules of a fighting game. The game is about like most fighting games are about like close combat, you know, hitting each other. Every character has like a different style, of course, when it comes to, you know, mid-range, close range kind of combat, grapplers, you know, that sort of thing. Zoners, they decide like, nope, I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna keep my distance, throw shit at you, and yeah, we're not gonna play a fighting game. We're gonna play mouse and cat kind of game. You know, it's not something fun. Not many people enjoy that. Only sadists enjoy playing zoners. But yeah, it is kind of unfun. It is. So I don't know. I think people are like right to be upset with this. Like, I think Caitlyn should have been released much later on. Let's get into the comments. So yeah, everyone is like saying the same thing. They were beating the Piltover Zon and Friends allegations. Arcane fighter was really hoping it was not another ranged character or potential zoner. Longest base range character in game coming to fighting game. 2x KO, no. Arcane fighter, yes. Yeah. It is like, dude, like, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Like, this wasn't the call, you know? Arcane fighters. Let's see, the incredible invincible contribution. Oh, yes. Season 1 Arcane fighter. Season 2 Ionian fighter. Honestly, I don't mind Ionia, because most of their characters actually make sense when it comes down to fighting games. But yeah, not Arcane, dude. Like, Arcane is a good show, you know? But let's go and read my comment that I left, okay? So, 2xKO is the reason why people are starting to hate on Arcane. Riot overplayed their hand, thinking that Arcane is much bigger and more beloved than what it is. Like, I know it sounds harsh. But I truly believe it. I think people are getting Arcane fatigue, and Riot is actually overplaying their hands with the Arcane, because you might be noticing, like, a lot of things are now revolved around Arcane in an unhealthy way. If you open League of Client, they just celebrated Arcane like 1 year anniversary. Like, okay, like it's not a milestone, like 1 year anniversary. I don't think that's a big deal. It's a TV show, for God's sake. Imagine like every TV show like had a celebration, like a 1 year celebration. We'd be celebrating TV shows every single day. It's not. I don't think we should be celebrating a 1 year anniversary of a TV show. Maybe a 5 year, maybe a 10 year, but certainly not a 1 year. And just, I don't know, man. Like, everything is very much Arcane themed in League and Legends of Frontera and TFT. It's just exhausting, man. It's just exhausting, man. I think Arcane was an awesome show, but just don't, like, actually, I'm more interested if Riot Games decided to make other shows other than Arcane. Like, make a goofy, silly show about Yordles. That would be cool. Like, I'd watch that. Like, you know, something like Adventure Time, you know, but Yordle themed. Tell us horror, creepy stories about people who ventured into the Shadow Isles. That, like, a creepy stories, you know. That would be interesting, you know. Just like I get it. Like, you Arcane was a massive success, but you don't have to be choking us with it, you know. Anyway, I think this was a disappointing announcement. Cool, we're getting 2xK on consoles, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Riot is killing the hype for this game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to join the hive, and I'll see you next time. This was Yobi. Bye-bye.